Demonology, so that's where an exorcism comes about. So again, the idea was that people were possessed and we need to get rid of the demons that were in them. What did, if the townspeople where you lived believed that you were a witch, that was the second part of it. They tried to drown you first, and then you got burned. Then you got burned at the cross. Okay, so they would tie a heavy weight, a heavy rock or something to you. They'd throw you into the water. If you drowned, but if you came back to the surface, then yes, indeed you are a witch, and now we're going to burn you at the cross. So the moral of that story is never do anything that would make the townspeople think that you were a witch, because either way you ended up dead, right? You were either by drowning or by being burnt alive. So, oh, hey, where did that? And it'll go away, and it'll come back. Hopefully that's it. Philippe Pinel initiated humane treatment of mental patients in 1793. So in other words, what that should tell you is that prior to 1793, mental patients, we'll use the terminology that's there, were not treated humanely at all. If you had the idea, so you had, I don't know, do any of you have this idea of a mental institution being somewhere where you put these people into a locked room, you give them nothing, they've got bumper pads on the walls, bars on the windows, probably not even really any windows. Do any of you have that idea of what it would be like, or actually it probably was something like that way back when? And then again, we need to understand, and even in 2019, the stigma is still there for this. So here we are 226 years later, and the stigma is still there. We do not openly talk about mental health issues the way that we do talk about physical health issues. And again, folks, remember that you have some degree of control over whether you get cancer or not, but not completely, okay? Genetics also impacts that. And everything else you can imagine physically. You have, to a certain extent, the same control over whether or not you end up suffering from depression. In other words, you have some control, but guess what else plays a big part? Genetics plays a big part in that. So why the distinction, why the stigma when talking about mental health as opposed to physical health? Now that's a rhetorical question, okay? Because I don't think in my lifetime that we'll ever see the two of those be equal.